This is Gosford on the Central Coast, New South Wales, Australia. I'm Reverend Dr. Jason W. Morrison, theologist. The Jehovah's Witnesses. They're a band of theologically abusive, misaligned, cognitive dissident, deceivers. They set about indoctrinating their followers with extraordinary and extensive lies. They do it slowly and very psychopathically narcissistically. They love bomb their new converts, although they're not getting very many now. The numbers are down as the organization becomes more exposed to its cult practices, its child sexual abuse, its theological abuse, psychological abuse, and the damage that it's done through its child sexual abuse worldwide. These are facts that can't be changed. They're written in history as fact. And the only ones that are blocking their ears to it now are the indoctrinated Jehovah's Witnesses. As I said, they approach the public with a covert narcissistic strategy, serial psychopathic theological strategy that is based on lies that can be proven in minutes. And these people, for all their devotion and loyalty to the cult, will run from the streets, from people on the streets. They will hide from people on the streets who have any knowledge whatsoever of the Bible. They will not be challenged about their false views and evil policies. Let's not forget the two-witness rule, which leaves sexually abused children at the mercy of the pedophiles, as the Jehovah's Witnesses will not take any they will not take, look at those clouds over there, the reports of young children who have been molested or sexually abused to the authorities. They give access to pedophiles to the children in the congregations, and this is a real serious 101 duty of care issue on the organisation and the parents. Many of the elders and ministerial servants are perpetrators of the sexual abuse. They are involved in it. The Pennsylvania government in the United States right now, as we speak, is vigilantly, relentlessly pursuing this organization to find as many of the pedophiles as they can in that state. And this is now having an influence on other parts of the world. There are countries which have completely banned the cult, and they'll lock them up if they bring their filth, theological filth, to these regions in the world. In 1941, even here in Australia in 1941, the Jehovah's Witnesses were banned for interfering in war efforts, as they do not believe in going to war. But the silly part about that is they invest millions upon millions of dollars in weaponry on the share market in weaponry that is used for war. The contradictions of this organisation are prolific. There's it's on a day-to-day basis, it's just getting worse and worse. The Jehovah's Witnesses are completely cognitively disorganized and distorted, even dissident. They cannot, because they're trained from the outset, accept truth, because they've been trained mentally to turn away from truth, to stand up for the indoctrination of the organisation, which is dark triad micro-incremental brainwashing. And once this conceives in the mind of the followers, that's when mental trauma and all the cognitive problems begin to inseminate in the minds of its followers. And this is why cult followers are so hard to help, because their loyalty and faithfulness and devotion has blinded them to the reality of what is really being taught to them and what they're exposing themselves to. Because their conscience now has become seared. As the Bible says, they've been given over to a theologically reprobate mind, and this manifests in child sexual abuse, lying, deceiving of the public, the spreading of the propaganda, and trying to sign up new members to get brownie points in the organisation. The Jehovah's Witnesses again and again and again have proven to be weak, psychologically weak, theologically weak, and in most cases their families have some kind of dysfunction going on in them, be it sexual abuse or alcohol or drug abuse. Mainly alcohol is a big one. And I've seen them run out of this car park where you can see those cars parked, run out of the car park yelling and screaming after being challenged with truth. And I've told them, if you don't sort this out, I'll be ringing the police. And they've run out of the car park yelling and screaming and in all sorts of distress, brought upon themselves by the exposure of their theological lies and the exposure of their sexual abuse, which they're all, as far as I'm concerned, accessories to the fact of. And I'm pretty sure in the next couple of years this organisation's about to suffer some very serious blows. If you're a part of the Jehovah's Witnesses or considering that, I do challenge you to test your beliefs by the internet. Type in the blood doctrine, type in the two-witness rule. If you're really brave, type in the Australian Royal Commission, where you'll see your leaders lying to the courts, just blatantly lying to the courts. Look up the prophecies of 1914 and several others, and you'll be disgusted to find out that you've been completely and utterly deceived. Many of you may have wasted years and years. Now's your time to micro-incrementally back your way out. Look at this old bloke going fishing. Captain, hope you get a few. Hope you get a few. Yeah. Bit of a nor'easter coming up later. See you, Captain. There is help. I do advise you to find it. I would start by investigating the internet. Escape your cognitive dissonance and the cognitive distortion that you've allowed to come upon yourself, and I believe in matters of hours you'll realise that you've been completely and utterly deceived. This is Reverend Dr. J.W. Morrison, Theologist. If you found this video helpful, so like, share, subscribe to the channel. We're going to a lot of effort to get outside offices and sitting at chairs and people. We're just trying to change things up a bit. Thank you for joining me, and bye for now.